Hello, welcome back to ITBS Media. In this short video, I want to show you web application request header, and we will go into analysis of each section or each component of the header. This is very important for security analysts, intended or aspiring web developer, auditors, and others. If you come across a web request during penetration testing, or for any reason, if you don't know what each component means, it will be difficult to make a sense out of what actually is transpiring in terms of communication between the client and the server. And so the starting point is knowing what a request header looks like and what a response header looks like. Before this short video, I have done similar thing about the email header. It was analyzed. So if you want to know about email, also look into the this channel. Look for the email header analysis. You will see it there. So let's proceed. I will first show you the header. Here is a sample header, and if you look at this from line 1, you see post /rest/user/login http/1.1. Let's start analyzing from this point onward. I have done series of videos on web application security. In it, one of the videos is titled Web Application Methods, HTTP Methods Deep Dive. So if you watch that video, you will understand the first line. The first line is post. That post is a method because you have different HTTP methods. You have get, post, put, patch, delete, option, and more. It depends on what the application and the client side wants to do that will determine the type of method that will be used. It's just like if you want to drink, you have to use cup. If you want to eat, you use plates. You don't use flat plates when you want to drink. Similar, that's just a simple analogy. So you select, the browser will select the appropriate method. So if you look at the first line here, after post, you see /rest/user/login. And what does that mean? That is what is called API, Application Programming Interface. It's an endpoint used for user login. So when you want to log in to an application, that is the request, that is the API that will take your request, that will map it to the location of the resource you want to access. You want to access your account, you need to log in. So it is the rest/user/login that will take the request to the appropriate route, because that's the path. Then HTTP/1.1 is the protocol version, the protocol that will be used. HTTP. So that's what this line 1 means. Let's move to line 2, post. This describes the server. It's like you're sending mail to someone in another city. You have your own address, then the name of the person or the company will show. So that's like the host. So the target server and the port, that's what you see there. Host is who? The host is local host. Then the port is 3000. And you know, when you see local host, it means that the request is going to a host that is running on the same machine from which the request is made. So it's a local request. It's not the one that traverses to another machine or over that crosses to other location. It's within the same machine. That's why you have the local host here. Otherwise, you have the address of the host. Then content length. That's the size in bytes of the request body. So it helps the server to know when the body ends. So once the message lands on the server will be able to determine that the body is just 51 bytes. So the server is able to read. And once it exhausts that 51 bytes, it knows it has come to the end of the body of the message of the request. Okay. So that's why you have the content length there. Then CSRF platform is showing what kind of platform it is that is sending. It tells the server the operating system. So the operating system on which this request was sent is Linux. Okay, it's Linux, and you see it accepts. Okay, the language is English US. And look at the accept application. Is JSON, text, plain, or any other format. The browser is telling the server, send me whatsoever you have in whatsoever format. I am ready to accept any format you send the response. I can accept any format. That's what it means. So let's go on to the next one. You look at this right here. It tells us that it's Chromium version 142.99. So this one is about the version of the application that is sending. Then the content type, application or JSON. Then same sec share or mobile. It's now asking, is it a mobile device that is sending? 0, meaning that it's not a mobile device. Okay. Then user agents, see it clearly. The version of the user agent that is sending is from Mozilla Firefox, and then from Chrome, Safari. Okay. Now origin. You see origin and the host, you can see that they are similar because it's on the same machine. If they are not on the same machine, it may not be the same. It could be different because the host will be different from the origin. if they are not from the same machine. You can see sec fetch site, same origin. I have explained, I have a video on same origin. I have video on course and SOP, same origin policy and course. So watch the video to understand all this. Then sec fetch destination is empty. Then referral http / localhost 3000 is still the same origin. It's still the same origin that we're talking about. So the sec fetch dest means destination, empty means it's not requesting a document, image, or request. So it's not when you want to log in into an application, you are not requesting for the pages, for the images at that point in time. You have to first log in. That's why this is empty. That's why it is empty. If you want to fetch image, it will show the path to the API that will pull the image, the path or the route to the image. That one will be here. It will not be empty. Then let's go to accept encoding. gzip deflate VR. So client supports compressed responses, improves performance. So, and the connection type is what? Keep alive. So it says the TCP to keep the connection open for reuse. Keep it open for reuse. That's what it means. Keep alive. Keep the connection open for reuse. Let's look at the cookie. So cookie says language, English, welcome banner, status or dismiss, then cookies, consent, and status dismiss. So let's look at the meaning of those ones. If you look at this is non-authentication cookies. So if it is authentication cookies, it will have the detail of the user, like the password and the username, maybe in hash or in base 64. And with that, you have that in the cookie section. And that's why cookie is very important. If it is intercepted and decoded, it can expose the account of a user. So the account can be compromised. And if you look at it, no session or login token is present. So this is a clear pre-login state cookie because it does not have any detail of the login. So no login has taken place. Then you look at the last line, you see email and the password. That's the user login data that is supplied in the request header that will be carried to the server. Email and password is sent for the purpose of authentication, and it must be protected using HTTPS, not HTTP, because HTTP is plain text. It does not encrypt or hide the content it carries. So that's why using HTTP is a vulnerable method. So overall, this is a browser-based login request, and it sends a REST API. You can see here REST API, and it uses JSON to submit credential. And see the format. You can see that that's JSON. Okay, the bottom part is not shown, but that's JSON, and it originates from the same site. So no authentication login is present because this is a pre-login header or content that is sent to the server. So knowing this will help you to understand when you see the request from the server, or when if you intercept the request header to analyze it, either for security purpose, for penetration testing, or other method, bug bounty, and things like that, you will understand each component. And understanding each component is what gives you the leverage to be able to make a decision whether there is vulnerability or not. So that's how far we go on analyzing the web request header. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, join, and subscribe. Thank you.